I don't know about your students, but I know that my students were not always thrilled about the idea of having an assignment in GMetrix. But what I discovered is that if I introduced it to them in a certain way, if I did an orientation to GMetrix, then they had more buy-in. They understood more of what was going on and why the platform was necessary and why certification was necessary. And they were easier to get along with when it came to GMetrix. They were more ready to do the assignments in GMetrix, and they did not wait for me to say, go do something in GMetrix. They went right in themselves and started utilizing the tools in there. So what I want to show you is I'm going to fully orientate you to GMetrix, and I want you to utilize these tips, these techniques, and utilize it to orientate your students to GMetrix. Get them excited about GMetrix and what's available to them within this dashboard. Once my students understood how to use the platform, I received a different reaction from them whenever I said anything in regards to GMetrix, and you can do the same with your students. Before we begin, please make sure that you have a classroom code available to redeem in your GMetrix student dashboard. I highly recommend that all teachers obtain a GMetrix student account and that you review it at least once per month. GMetrix can be utilized in the web browser, but there are some programs that are live in-app and will require you to download GMetrix app onto your computer. When doing that, you want to make sure that you do have the latest version. To determine what the latest version is, you can navigate to support.gmetrix.net and it will tell you what the latest release is. There are several ways for students to log into the GMetrix student dashboard. The first is going to be using single sign-on with Clever, Google, or Microsoft. The second will be a username and a password. And then the third, we do support many LMSs with the single sign-on where they can sign on through the LMS. We do have a webinar called Integrations available within our YouTube page that highlights that and how to accomplish it. Upon logging in, you will notice a new look and feel of the GMetrix student dashboard. Many of your students have utilized GMetrix in past years, so they are going to really notice this when they log in, and it's going to make it even more important that you take the time to show them the features and show them how to utilize the platform. Let's redeem our access code first, and then we'll review the tabs on the main dashboard. You will redeem your access code by choosing Redeem Code on the left-hand side. You will receive a pop-up box, and this is where you are going to place the classroom code that you copied from the admin dashboard. Upon redemption of the code, the content that you chose for the classroom will appear on the student's dashboard. Let's look at the tools available in the main dashboard. If you click the drop-down next to your name, you'll be able to download the GMetrix app if you are using a program that is live in app. If you click on My Account, you're able to see personal information about the student. You're also able to view an activity report for the student. This activity report is printable, and it allows you to see and print a certificate for the student once they complete a LearnKey certification course. You're able to see any classrooms that the student is associated with. This is very important in case the student is not showing up in your classroom or their scores aren't. You want to come here and make sure that they do have an ID number for your classroom. There's also the opportunity for a student to change their password if necessary. Back to the navigation on the main dashboard. Language allows the student to change the language of the interface. This does not change the language of the actual practice exam. And though GMetrix does offer practice exams in multiple languages, you want to be sure that the student will be allowed to take the certification exam in a language other than English and get credit for it. Transcript allows a student to see a printable, interactive transcript for all of the work that they have done within GMetrix. It will separate the work by the access codes, and they are able to see the courses as well as the practice exams that they have done. It shows the name of the course or the exam, the start date, the completed date, and their score or their progress, as well as the time spent. It will also show a due date if one has been assigned. And when I say that it's interactive, I mean that if the student were to click on the practice exam, they will be taken to their score report for that practice exam so that they can get more information on how they did. As a reminder, students are able to save and resume practice tests as well as courses. The homepage in the dashboard now gives them the ability to easily pick up right where they left off. No more having students restart these same tests over and over again, not realizing how to get to an already saved test or a course that they had already started. Also, it shows their upcoming dates. Those dates are set within the study guide right here in the student dashboard. Let's navigate into a test. You will notice that there's a due date of August 16, 2023, which has passed. So our test it's showing red here for our student. And for this one, it's showing a due date of August the 21st. So again, it's showing red for our student. This is because in the admin panel, I have set the due date for these practice exams as August 16th and August the 21st. Now, if your students were to click Start Test, they will get the error that the test is unavailable because the due date has passed and their access has expired. You are able to go back into the admin panel and adjust the due date for this assignment. Once that has been done, your students will be able to see the new due date as well as start the practice exam. I updated the due date for the Digital Literacy Level 1 practice exam to December 11, 2023. Now, when my student goes to start the test, they will see that it's only available in testing mode. This is because in my settings, I made the choice to only allow testing mode and review. I disabled training mode for practice exam 2. What I'll do, I'll enable training mode again. I'll choose save. I'll go back to my student portal, X out of this, refresh my screen, choose start test, and now my student has this practice exam available in training as well as testing mode. The difference between training mode and testing mode. While training mode provides help, immediate feedback, and the students are able to see the correct answer right after they answer it, as well as unlimited time, testing mode is more in line with the certification exam in that it provides no help or feedback. At the end, they will get a score report, and then they are allotted the same amount of time as the certification exam, and there's a timer counting down on the exam. I'm going to start a test so you'll be able to see what it looks like. I'm going to choose Start Test, and because I have chosen Start Test and I've started this test 3 times, it gives me an option of which one that I want to resume. I'm just going to choose one. And here you have a question where it's matching. You have to match the definition with the word. So what I'm going to do, I am just going to move these over. And I'll show you a few things first. One, I can make the text bigger or smaller here, and this is available for all students. I have the option to reset a question if I want to start completely over. I also have the option of help, and it'll provide on-screen help for the question. I can mark for review, and in my study guide, I'll be able to see all the questions that I marked for review, as well as make a custom exam with only those questions. I also have the option to skip or to go to the next question when ready. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next question, and you'll see that it tells me my correct answers, my answers, as well as an explanation. This is in training mode. I can go back and correct my answer, or I can just go to the next question. When I'm ready to exit, if I exit without completing, I just choose the save button and choose save and exit. And what's going to happen is when I resume that exam, it will take me right back to where I stopped at. Once a student completes an exam, they will receive a score report. The score report will tell them the exam that they completed, the amount of time that they spent on it, their score, the minimum passing score needed, the mode, as well as when they finished it. They will have their score again. It will show them pass or fail. It will give them their number score out of 1,000 points, and it will give them words of encouragement whether they passed or failed. They will also be given a breakdown. This breakdown shows them the number of questions on the exam from each objective and the number that they got right from those questions. And at the bottom, it will show, if it's red, it will show that they got a 0 to 50% proficiency. Yellow means a 51 to 80% proficiency, and green is 81 to 100% proficiency. You can see that this student received an 81 to 100% proficiency in 3 areas. When you added content to the course, if you chose question review, your students will have a button here that says review missed questions. This will allow them to go back and review any questions that they missed without changing their score. Also in the score report, they are able to review questions that they missed, showing them the objective of the question and the question stem. They are able to go to the study guide for that question, and they are able to see videos relating to that question or any information available there, any of the resources available there for that particular question. If they click objectives on the score report, they are able to see their proficiency for the specific objectives, the specific sub-objectives. And they can drill down and see more into the sub-objectives and view any resources available there for that objective or sub-objective. This is really great for the student. Students will also be able to see any courses that have been included in the class content once they have chosen their program. Within this course, they are able to start or resume a course, see a performance report, or if they click the folder, they are able to see reference materials provided with the course. These include the student workbook, the student support files, as well as follow-along files, and any other resources that are included. Students will also be able to see the study guide specific to that course. In the study guide, they are able to set the date for their upcoming certification exam, and I did show you on the main page how that date will have a countdown on the right hand side, and it will also count down here. They are able to see statistics for their course. They are also able to go to view all questions and do a quick review for the course. The quick review will tell them how many questions are in their development area and allow them to choose a certain number of questions and complete a practice exam in testing or training mode. It will also tell them about how much time it will take to complete that exam. The number of questions in the development area is based upon the grade or the score that the students get while taking the exam in testing mode. When they choose view all questions, it takes them to a page where they're able to view all the questions on the certification exam. They are able to view these questions based on objectives. So these are the questions for objective 1.1. The yellow in the exclamation point here shows that the student had that question and they got the question incorrect. It will show them the question, the answers, what they got incorrect, as well as the explanation if they click on it. By utilizing if it shows green, then that means that the student got it correct. If it shows a red flag, that means that the student marked the question for review. You remember that I said that we could mark questions for review and then come and create a custom exam utilizing just those questions. To do that, you'll click the filter and click yes, and it will show only questions that were marked for review. You also have the opportunity to create a custom exam utilizing these questions. You can choose the questions based on your objectives report from the study guide. And then you'll go to Start Test and choose whether you want it in training or testing mode. You also have the opportunity to mark questions with a difficulty rating. The ratings are easy, moderate, hard, and expert. Once a student marks the questions, it will show up with a scale on to the left of the question. And again, you are able to create a custom test utilizing the rating that the student did for the questions. Notes are able to be added, and they do save for when the student comes back to the study guide. You will also be able to see the course and exam mastery. And this is going to be based on exams in testing mode. Your proficiency updates based on exams in testing mode, not the training mode exams. You'll be able to see your topics mastered. So you'll be able to see you have 0 of 24 topics here. That means for our objectives, there are 24 topics. And as you master them with an 80% proficiency or higher, this will roll over and add them. And you'll see the course that you completed. This program has one course, so it just shows one course there. This is printable, and when you print it, it will show your course mastery as well as your objectives, whether they be opportunities or proficiency. Next, you have comparison, where you're able to compare your proficiency to your opportunities. Your proficiency, again, is going to be where you've mastered a topic with 80% or higher, and the opportunities are going to be where it's lower than that. And with these opportunities, it's going to give you a score over here to the right, and you'll be able to scroll down. And as you scroll down, your proficiency goes higher. So as of now, this student is most proficient in describing digital security threats. So I click digital security threats, and what I'm able to see is there are 6 questions in this topic. The student attempted 1 of them. I can launch all the questions in this topic in training mode or testing mode. I can view all of the questions in this topic, and I can also view resources for that topic. Now, what you see here, as far as whether it's videos or whether it's a step-by-step documentation on how to do the question that's being asked or how to do the topic, is going to depend on which program you are in. So it looks like this for GS6, but when you go to Office, it's going to look different. When you go to Adobe, it looks different. Again, it's going to look different based on the program that you are in, but you will have your overview, and you will be able to view the question. Students are also able to access their transcripts within the student dashboard. The transcript is interactive, meaning if they click on it, they are able to see the score report for that particular exam. I do encourage you to take the time to go through the student dashboard with the students and show them all of the features. I also encourage you to go into the student dashboard and take a test yourself at least once a month, just to keep up on what's going on and to be able to answer questions if the students have any questions. Also, we will be doing a webinar specifically for the study guide and how to utilize that and implement that within the classroom within the next few weeks. Please join us for that. As a reminder, we do have a GMetrix support page at support.gmetrix.net. On this support page, you may find a lot of the answers to burning questions that you may have. We do have sections that feature Mac OS and Adobe, as those are some of the issues that we see a lot of in our support. We also have a page highlighting the new features for the GMetrix admin panel as well as the student panel. And they are complete with pictures on how to utilize the features. If you need additional assistance, you are able to create a support ticket or contact us at the number listed. And if you want to check the status of your support ticket, that is available to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure that you connect with us using our LinkedIn and Facebook pages. Here we will be posting any upcoming webinars, any conferences that we will be attending, as well as any releases and product updates for the GMetrix platform. Also, make sure you like, follow, and share our GMetrix YouTube page at GMetrix Support. Our past and future webinars will be posted here for your viewing, as well as an FAQ page. Lastly, don't forget our GMetrix knowledge base at support.gmetrix.net. We have extensive articles there equipped with pictures, and some have videos, and you can also put in a support ticket for additional help.